That's okay. Run through it one more time real fast.
I'll run through it really quick one more time. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this is for everyone who's not here live and who's listening to the recording, all right? So welcome to Master Brandon's first challenge. This is going to be a create your own kicking combination challenge. And here's how it's going to work. First of all, we're going to have guidelines for every single level depending on what level you're at while in your training, all right? So ninjas, you have your own goals. Basic students, intermediate, advanced students, you all have separate goals, all right? However, and I've already told this to all my people's watching live, but if you feel like you've gotten a really good handle on your particular material, if you're a ninja and you want to go above and beyond and try the basic material, that's awesome, all right? Same with basics. If you feel like you've got a really good handle on your stuff and it hasn't quite hit 2 weeks, then go ahead and take a look at the intermediate material, all right? Your instructors are never going to say to you, oh, hey, you're doing too much training. You need to calm down a little bit, all right? We're always going to encourage you to go above and beyond. Sound cool? All right. So here's how this is going to work. Every single student, no matter what your rank is, every single student is going to start exactly the same, all right? As you're practicing this combo, as you're creating this combo, you're always going to start from attention, bow, and then from there, when you're beginning, you're going to jump into your first position, right? Whether it's a fighting stance, an L stance, a front stance, whatever it happens to be, all right? We'll always start with attention, bow. Just like how we always start our forms, our katas, like Kibon and Junji, all of our forms, right? And when you finish, it's going to finish the exact same way. Once you've completed your last move, you're going to jump right back to attention and then bow. Got it? Okay? And that way we're all beginning the same and we're all ending the same. We have that consistency there, okay? Then, for my ninjas, you guys are up first. We're going to talk through what you guys are going to do for your challenge, all right? So, my ninjas, you have to create a kicking combination using at least 7 kicks. You're going to have to do 7 kicks from a fighting stance, from a standing fighting stance position, all right? And you have 3 kicks to choose from. You can do your front kick, you can do your stomp kick, or you can do your forward knee. All right? And your goal is to chain those kicks together and choose however many front kicks you want to use, however many stomp kicks, however many knee strikes you want to do, all right? And you have to chain together at least 7. Now, if you know other kinds of kicks, feel free to use them, all right? Just make sure the most important thing is always using good technique. So if you do know another kick other than those 3 that I already mentioned, make sure it looks really, really nice. Now for ninjas, as you're doing this kicking combination, here's another thing that I'm going to want you to do. I want you to say the name of the kick you're performing, all right? So if you jump into your fighting stance and your first kick is a front kick, I want you to say front kick. And then when you get ready for your next one, make sure you name it. You're going to say stomp kick and then right back, okay? Your goal when you're creating this combo is to always perform it the same way, all right? We don't want this to be where you just make it up on the spot, all right? Instead, we want this to be prepared, okay? So your goal is to have it completely memorized. Like you would do it 100 times and every single time it'd be performed the exact same way. Does that make sense? Okay? We want you to have it memorized, performing it the same way every single time, all right? So then again, after you finish your combo, back to attention, and then bow. Cool? All right, then let me talk to the basic students. Basic students, you guys are going to be doing a moving combination, all right? You're going to have to chain together, again, at least, oh, sorry, ninjas, you only had to do 5 kicks. I'm sorry. Reading is hard. Ninjas, you only have to do a total of 5 kicks. That's your minimum, though. Remember, you can always go above and beyond that, all right? Basic students, you guys are the ones who have to have a minimum, which means at least, right? At least 7 kicks from your curriculum, okay? Now, yours is a little bit more open-ended. Here's what I want to see from you guys. I want to see attention, bow, and then you need to jump into your first stance, and then you're chaining together 7 kicks. And here's some things that we want to avoid. When you're creating your combo, try not to just do like this. Front kick, front kick, front kick, front kick. 4 front kicks in a row, right? Is that very interesting to watch or to perform? Nah, I want to see your creativity, all right? Try and use as much variety, which means using all sorts of different kinds of kicks as you can, all right? So one of your main goals for my basic students is variety, all right? Use front kicks, use stomp kicks, use side kicks, use round kicks, any kicks that you know how to do. And again, just like the ninjas, we're also looking at your technique, okay? So when you're performing these kicks, make sure you know what part of the foot you're kicking with, right? So for like a stomp kick, what part of our foot should we be kicking with? Tell me, point to your foot. What part of our foot are we going to kick with for our stomp? Yeah, good. I see a bunch of you pointing at your heel. Wonderful, okay? When your instructors are watching this after you send your videos to us, we're going to be looking for that. We're going to be making sure that you know what the proper technique is, like what part of the foot you're kicking with. We want to make sure you're guarding your face, getting your knee up nice and high, all right? So again, for basic students, another thing that you're working on is I want movement with your kicks, okay? So you're not just doing these in place for my basic students. So after you do one kick, maybe I'll do a front kick for my first down. I'm going to set it down, and then I'm going to continue moving in the same direction. Maybe my next kick, I want to do a stomp kick. So it'll go front kick, boom, set it down for a second. Stomp kick, boom, sit it down for a second. And then I'm going to keep going in this direction before I run into my couch. All right. Sound good, basic students? Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next up, intermediate students. Here's what I want to see for my intermediate students. We're taking it another step further. Stop being frozen. There we go. Okay. So, intermediate students, you're going to be chaining together at least 12 kicks, okay? 12 kicks for my intermediate students. And then same goals carry over. I want to see variety, which means don't do 12 side kicks in a row. That's going to make me bored, right? And that's probably going to make you bored too. I want to see good technique. And for my intermediate students, I also want you to start thinking about footwork, okay? So every single time you set your foot down during your kicking combination, we want to see you setting it down in a specific martial arts stance. So in other words, after I finish my first kick, I'm not just going to set my feet down in kind of whatever, right? I want you to choose a specific stance. Maybe after your front kick, you're going to set that leg down in a front stance. And I want to see a beautiful front stance, okay? Maybe you'll set your foot down in an L stance, okay? And I want you thinking about what kind of stances set up what kind of kicks, right? Like, for instance, from an L stance, what kind of a kick would work really well from this position? What if I scoop my feet together and did a replacement front kick, right? Instead of maybe from an L stance, a stomp kick might not make the most sense, or maybe like a side kick might not make the most sense. Start thinking about which stances work really well with which kicks. Does that make sense, intermediate students? Good, okay, all right. And again, just like the basic students, I want you moving while you're completing your combo, okay? However, unlike the basic students who are just gonna move in one direction, I'm gonna let you guys choose which directions you're moving, okay? So if you wanna do a couple kicks going forwards, set it down, and then all of a sudden, wha-bam, you're doing a kick to the back, that's totally fine. But again, land in a big, beautiful stance after every single kick. Got it, intermediate students? 12 kicks, chain them together, okay? All right. Then for my advanced students, this is fun. You guys have to create a kicking kata, all right? And remember, kata is our word for form. Basically, you guys are gonna create your own form using just kicks, okay? Again, just like all the other students, the same goals are gonna carry over. We wanna see variety, so use as many different kicks as you can, all right? Show us your creativity and that you have a handle on a bunch of different kicks, right? We wanna see good footwork. So every single time you're landing in a stance and it looks really solid, it looks really, really strong. We also wanna see good technique, okay? So for every single kick, make sure it looks really pretty. Make sure you're striking with the right part of the foot. Got it, okay? Now, advanced students, another thing that I want you guys to do is choose a pattern, okay? I want you to choose a pattern for your kicking kata to be shaped like, all right? When I say that, I'm talking about, like, think about your forms. For Kiban, I don't know who's ever thought about this or who's ever noticed this before, but who's noticed that Kiban, the shape that you make when you're doing the form It's shaped like a letter. Who can trace it? What kind of letter is Keybon shaped like? Yeah, Robert, do you want to unmute and tell us? Go ahead. I saw your hand first. What kind of shape is Keybon?
Keybon, it is shaped like an uppercase I.
Correct. Yeah. Keybon, our very first form that we learned at the school, right, is shaped like a capital I. Wonderful. So that if you want your creative kata to take that shape, that's awesome. Okay. Some other shapes that I threw out as an example in the sheet are an X shape. You could do a square. You could do, I think I've seen like a circle, anything where there's a consistent shape, like draw a shape in your mind and have your form, have your creative kicking kata, follow that pattern. Do we all understand that? Okay. So that's going to be your goal. Advanced students, footwork, and then have a pattern. All right. So finally, to wrap things up, as you're preparing this creative kicking combination, as you're preparing these guys, a couple of helpful hints. When you're working on these, to keep track of your progress, you might want to have your parents or like a sibling record you, just so as you're working on it one day, you don't go to work on it the next day and then you're like, oh no, I forgot literally every single thing I did. Okay, you'll have you'll be able to keep track of your progress a little bit better that way. All right. And then when you're getting ready to do your final submission, make sure it looks really, really professional, really, really good, okay? In other words, make sure you're using lots of power. Again, if one of your goals is footwork, make sure you're landing in beautiful stances. All of us can be yelling while we're doing our strikes, right? And then when you come to attention, you're doing it really sharp, bow, and then holding it looking super focused, right? Does everyone understand that? Ooh, another fun idea I had, and this might get a little, hopefully not too wacky, but I was thinking if you wanted to name your combo, that could be pretty fun too, because then you can kind of have like a theme, right? Maybe if you want your theme to be like Taekwondo tornado, and then you do a bunch of like spinning kicks, right? You can have if you want to do that as well. I think that'd be super, super cool if you put a theme to your kicking combo, okay? All right, so that is going to be your first challenge, and that's going to be in 2 weeks. We want our final submissions rolling in 2 weeks from now on Monday, June 1st, okay? So your parents or your brother or sibling, whoever's going to help you out videotaping it, you're going to make sure you got that tape, and then you're going to email it to the LZFMA, Lake Zurich Family Martial Arts, email. Got it? Cool. All right, wonderful. Sensei Ted, Master Kira, anything else? Any other info or helpful hints, tips, or like logistic things that I may have forgotten?
No, that was amazing. I just want everyone to understand that this is make your own, so you guys are in charge of it. Make sure you practice it a million bajillion times, have it videoed, and then email. So make it, practice it, record it, email it.
Yeah, just like Master Kira said. Again, I think I mentioned this earlier, but this isn't something that we want you to like make up for the first time and then have your parents record it 10 minutes later, right? We want it to look really, really prepared, really, really prepared. Just like you would prepare a form for a test motion, right? Yeah. Exactly, all right? Think about this as if you're preparing it for lots and lots of people to watch. And who knows? Maybe we'll have like some favorites picked out that we'll share with everyone.
Yeah, I should let you guys know that this will make you famous. We're going to be going through the challenges and picking awesome performances and making you world famous on our LZFMA social media.
Absolutely. All right. So, guys, good luck. Have fun and be really creative with this. All right. We want to see all your cool ideas that you have. All right. I'll say it again. We're never going to tell you, no, you've done too much. Okay. All right. Get really, really crazy with this. Do as many cool things and implement as many cool ideas as you have. All right. We're really, really excited to see what you guys come up with. This should be a lot of fun. Cool. Awesome. All right. Great job, guys. All right. So I think we're going to beat up a few of you guys in basic class here soon. Anything else for the recording, Master Kira?
This
That was
is amazing.
perfect. Thank you,
All right,
Brandon.
guys. Good luck. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. And then